Unforgotten.
Yeah, I mean, this is a difficult one because obviously we're promoting it, but by the time this is out, it will have been on.
Yeah,
People will
but
have
I don't
said
know how
stuff
many people
about it.
will sort of seek this out, off their own backs. If it does, for all intents and purposes, look like just another ITV crime drama. Stars Nicola Walker and Sanjeev Bhaskar as two detectives. They find a body under a building early on, and they're just basically the first episode is them trying to actually identify who this is, because there's hardly any information about. What the house was a lot of different things. The body could have been from years and years and years ago, and then
Well,
alongside that, you've got the story of all these sort of I don't elderly, but sort of more mature characters. You've got Bernard Hill, who's a priest. Trevor Eve, who's a politician in the House of
a
Lords.
One Direction loving priest.
One Direction
can I
loving
mention as
priest,
well?
Bernard Hill. Tom
Yeah.
Courtney, who's this retiree, whose wife, who's played by Gemma.
He sits around a lot, though. Tom Courtney.
Yeah, he's in a wheelchair. His wife, played by Gemma Jones, has got Alzheimer's, and his sons are trying to move them into residential accommodation.
What I liked about it most is it's annoying. It looks on the document here like Gary hasn't seen From Darkness, which is so frustrating because I really want to talk about that. And it's the complete antithesis of From Darkness, because that was, for me, that was plodding, it was long, nothing happened. Unforgotten, though, is just perfectly
paced. It's really well paced as well, because this is the first.
It's perfectly paced.
You've got all these characters, and you're not quite sure what the connection is to the.
But you like them all, don't you? And you like all their individual stories, and it doesn't really matter when they all make
I don't know if I like them all, because they sort of point. I certainly like Ruth Sheen. I think to me she's the strongest. Certainly the Bernard Hill character is a bit, somard to like sometimes.
Yeah, I suppose what I mean is you're interested in each of their stories.
Definitely. And at the end, you do get the payoff of the connection, don't you, between... you certainly find out that there is a connection between the body they find and the four characters.
I really like the fact that this is not a crime drama in the sense of they're knocking on people's doors, finding this out, finding that out.
Do you think they will be knocking on people's doors?
Oh, it'll get to that stage, but I think it just takes its time, but not in a sort of when is something going to happen sort of way. But in a sort of, we've got a story to tell, let's do it.
Another comparison I suppose you could make, and this was brought up in the Radio Times in Alison Graham's column, is the difference between the Nicola Walker character in this and the Anne-Marie Dove character in From Darkness. That
it's not even comparable.
Nicola Walker is just a police officer. She does a job. She goes home. She lives with her dad.
This felt very much like something ITV would have done a few years ago. It felt classy. It felt like it knew what it was doing.
And it's from Chris Lang, who we've seen like A Mother's Son from him. The Reckoning, which I really enjoy. I thought that was a really good one.
I thought that was superb. Torn is my favourite one of
Bradley
his.
Walsh.
And Nicola Walker, as it happens.